Welcome to Golden Stories, where every tale hits harder than reality and shines brighter than truth. 30,000 feet above the clouds, Arrogance strutted down the aisle of first class like it owned the air itself. Emily Fraser, the airline's golden girl of service, marched with sharp heels clacking against polished flooring, face twisted with superiority. She stopped abruptly beside a black woman seated by the window, draped in an elegant beige suit that screamed quiet confidence. Ma'am, this section is for first-class passengers only, Emily snapped, her voice sugary yet poisonous. You'll need to move. A toddler of authority, Emily smirked, imagining the compliant nod of every passenger she'd ever intimidated. Dr. Leona Grant, however, did not flinch. Her eyes, cool and unwavering, lifted lazily toward Emily. I am in first class, she said softly, each syllable a scalpel slicing through arrogance. Emily's smile faltered, a flicker of irritation passing like a storm cloud. Let's not cause a scene, she hissed, crossing her arms like a general defending an invisible fort. Nearby passengers shifted uncomfortably, whispers weaving tension through the cabin. Somewhere, a phone camera discreetly started recording. Emily jabbed a finger toward Leona's seat. Excuse me, I'm talking to you. Leona's lips curved into the faintest smile, unbothered, almost playful. She leaned back, eyes tracing the ceiling, radiating patience and power. Emily muttered under her breath, sarcasm spilling out, Someone must have slipped executive privileges under your seat. The aisle trembled with unspoken challenge. Somewhere above the clouds, a storm of karma was gathering. Leona remained calm, an unshakable pillar of composure, as passengers sensed that this was not just service protocol, it was personal. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to Golden Stories for the full ride. The cabin simmered as Emily Fraser's face flushed, a storm barely contained behind polished professionalism. She leaned closer to Dr. Leona Grant, voice sharp as a whistle. Ma'am, I don't think you understand. This is first class, she said, forcing each word through gritted teeth. Leona didn't flinch. Instead, she tilted her head, a faint smirk playing at the corners of her lips, as if she were watching a child throw a tantrum. Passengers shifted, some clutching their coffee, some discreetly filming, sensing the clash was far more than airline policy. Emily, desperate to assert control, jabbed again at the air between them. I've been doing this for 10 years. You can't just waltz in here. Leona's eyes sparkled, calm but piercing. I wouldn't dream of waltzing, Miss Fraser, but I also wouldn't dream of being underestimated. A murmured chuckle escaped from a nearby businessman, which Emily caught instantly. Her face tightened. Even the passengers were against her. She turned on her heel, muttering a sarcastic jab under her breath about executives with misplaced confidence. Leona, serene, didn't respond. Her quiet strength made Emily's petty cruelty look cartoonish, and the tension became almost theatrical. Then the cockpit door slid open, and the captain appeared, eyes widening as they landed on Leona. Dr. Grant? He whispered, almost frozen. Emily's head snapped around. You know her? She stammered. The captain nodded slowly. She's our regional director. She runs this airline. A hush fell across first class. Emily's carefully constructed arrogance faltered, and the first real crack appeared. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to Golden Stories. The ride is only getting wilder. Emily Fraser froze, her mouth opening and closing like a goldfish caught mid-argument. The passengers' whispers sharpened into an almost audible hum of judgment, cameras subtly raised in anticipation. Dr. Leona Grant, still seated, with perfect posture, didn't even glance at her tormentor. Instead, she let the silence speak, her gaze cool and unwavering. Miss Fraser, Leona said softly, but every syllable dripped with authority. I believe you're mistaking politeness for permission. Emily's fingers twitched as she tried to regain her composure. I, I don't know what you mean, she stammered, her voice cracking under pressure. A flight attendant passing by gave her a pitying glance. The irony stung more than the public humiliation. Then came the first of many twists. Leona's assistant appeared from the aisle, handing her a tablet. With a calm swipe, the screen illuminated the entire cabin. Emily Fraser's personnel record, public complaints, and reports of subtle biases, all neatly compiled. Passengers gasped, eyes darting between the files and Emily's crimson face. A few even snickered quietly, the tension flipping into deliciously awkward comedy. Leona leaned back, serene, almost enjoying the show. Altitude reveals everything, she murmured, echoing the cabin's unspoken realization. Emily's every attempt at defiance crumbled, replaced by a desperate scramble to salvage dignity. Somewhere in the back, a child whispered to their parent, "She's getting exactly what she deserves." Laughter rippled quietly through the cabin. Even the usually indifferent crew couldn't hide smirks. Leona's revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't violent. It was surgical, precise, and beautifully humiliating. If you're enjoying the chaos and drama so far, make sure to like and subscribe to Golden Stories. You won't want to miss the final act. Emily Fraser's knees nearly buckled as Dr. Leona Grant rose, every movement graceful yet commanding. The cabin's tension snapped like a taut wire. Phones were now raised openly. Every passenger wanted a front row view of Emily's unraveling. Leona approached, heels clicking softly, her calm aura magnifying Emily's desperation. "Miss Fraser," she said, voice smooth, "you've been quite insistent about first-class rules. Let's ensure your knowledge matches your authority." Emily sputtered, words tangled in panic. I, I'm still in charge here. You can't." But her protests fell flat, drowned by the murmurs and suppressed laughter of passengers who now saw her not as a professional, but as a caricature of arrogance. Leona tapped her badge, revealing not only her title as regional director, but also her oversight over the very airline Emily had served. "Every policy you cited," Leona said, "I implement. Every standard you enforce, I approve. And yet, you doubted me." A ripple of shock passed through first class. Emily's carefully polished facade shattered, her face a mix of crimson and disbelief. The passengers erupted into quiet applause, capturing every moment on their devices. Leona turned toward the window, serene as ever, her final words echoing, "Altitude reveals everything." Emily could only stand frozen, humiliated by her own prejudice, while justice settled silently above the clouds. And with that, we conclude today's Golden Story. If you love the drama, tension, and ultimate comeuppance, don't forget to like and subscribe to Golden Stories, where truth bites, justice flies, and every tale leaves you breathless.